What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be hopping into the festival event, Thassa's Briny Bounty. So, the ocean is calling. Set sail in search of hidden secrets and ancient knowledge in this week's Festival of the Gods event. Both you and your opponent will embark with the same oversized Singleton deck, and we'll be taking a look at that in just a minute. As the sea shanty implores, may Thassa, the deep-dwelling god of the sea, guide the cold currents and bring you to victory. So, both players are going to be playing this deck, Hidden Depths. And it's very interesting. We're not going to be going through the entirety because, as you'll see, well, there's a lot of stuff to it. And yeah, we have something around 60 lands in it, which is just absolutely nuts. So the possibility of you or your opponent just getting completely flooded for the first 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 turns is 10,000% a possibility. Now, I'm sure they've tweaked the draw mechanics a bit in this event to make sure that didn't happen. But you'll see in the game mode or in the games that will precede this that we do end up drawing a ton, an absolute ton of land, and it feels a bit like Mo Mirror's Madness in the fact that you don't control whether or not you draw better than your opponent. Sure, you both have the same deck, but what's to say that you don't get all these lower ends and your opponent doesn't get all these top ends, right? Because ultimately, you're going to have enough mana to play everything in this deck. Omniscience, Magic Mirrors, Linvoda into the all of it, right? Even be able to kick it down or whatever the special bonus is, especially with things such as Nyx Lotus. So it feels a bit random in the fact that you can't guarantee that you will draw more of this top end than your opponent, but it does feel more controllable in the fact that you have these scries, right? You have these surveils, you have the counter spells, so you sort of have the ability to affect the game in the same manner your opponent could draw all the counter spells, all these top ends, everything they need to piece together this victory very easily, to whereas you could be running around throwing down Theranid, the Singer, right? Which is like, it's a 1/3 that minuses your opponent's creature on one random turn, given that you actually have something else down alongside it, right? Very specific sort of thing. So, again, not going to be going through all these cards because there are a crap ton, but the general thesis of this deck, the general overall theme, I guess, not thesis, is you're going to be countering, you're going to be drawing, and you're going to be playing things down to instant speed. So, keep all that in mind as you're going through this. If you see a land, scry it away, surveil it away, because you're going to be seeing tons of land, to the point where you're going to be like, if I never see a land again in my life, I might be kind of happy, right? You might go play that 13 land mono red deck that still exists in Arena. Point being, if you see a land in this game mode, toss it away because ultimately it's not going to be worth it. All of your counter spells, Hypnotic Sprites, your thought erasures, not that, your Sinister Sabotages, right? Your Disdainful Strokes, you're gonna want to be saving those for these top end things such as Magic Mirror and Omniscience and Commence the End Game. All these top end things that can actually take away the game, that can actually just sort of run with it. Entrancing Melody, right? Gadwick, you're gonna want to be countering things of that nature that are bombs, and not so much things like Tempest Gen, where as long as you have a flyer and you can defend, you can sort of get rid of it. So keep all of that in mind, and yeah, we're gonna go and hop right into these ocean pack instant speed spell casting matches. Maki, either which way. So yeah, we got a fat deck over here. Disdainful Stroke. I don't think this is a terrible hand to keep. We'll see. We have 160 cards in each deck. Alright, let's go with the Temple of Deceit. We don't want to get flooded. Thunderous Snapper, that's fine. Alright. It's a solid body, and we can definitely get to the point of casting it. This does come down with Flash, so I feel like we should go ahead and play that untapped blue there. And sure, we'll go ahead and flash this in. Cavalier of Gales. Well, I'm going to want to ramp, so let's go ahead and get down the midnight clock. Even though Disdainful Stroke is sort of on curve now. Or was on curve, I guess. Alright, cool. Wouldn't have hit that card anyways. Alright. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 2/2 blue drake creature token with flying. Interesting. So we're assuming they have some sort of counter spell, right? Let's go for the Thunderous Snapper. No counter spells. Awesome. Well, I will certainly take that. This way we have a solid body on the board, and we do get some card draw off of it. Don't get me wrong, I think the Sky Summoner is fantastic, and I do want to get it down. Something tells me they have some counter spells amidst their hands. I will keep that winged words, and I'm going to wait to play these higher drops for next turn where I can play something else alongside them maybe. Very cautious to play this, but we'll go for it. Oh, it lands. What is their response? What do they have? Chemist's Insight. There we go. So they get to draw a card, and it only costs them 3 mana thanks to the 2 creatures they have down. So our opponent's going to be drawing a whole lot of cards. We have to be, you know, very cautious. And a Fairy Vandal. Do I want to attack with my Thunderous Snapper? Who, if any, would they defend it with? We'll leave it back for now. Also have to remember our Midnight Clock is going to be shuffling our hand back into our library, so if we see things in our hand that we want to play, we'd better play it now. Also going to be losing that mana, so we should play around it now as well. Entrancing Melody, oh no! Well, that would have been a great thing to Disdainful Stroke, but you know, whatever. Let's go ahead and get down a Cavalier of Gales. I feel like we're going to want it. It's going to draw us a card with the Thunderous Snapper, so that's bueno as well. And then draw 3 cards. Put 2 cards into your library. Ordering will be done later. Well, we're just going to redraw whatever we put back, so let's put those 2. I'll throw this down, and then we'll draw them right back with the Winged Words. Could have also kept mana for Disdainful Stroke, I suppose. But I feel like ramping is really going to be beneficial in this game mode, as long as we can draw the cards. And with Midnight Clock going off, we should be able to draw the cards, right? It's going to restack us at 7. So on our next turn, play down both of our islands, get down Sage and Mistcloaked, and keep up mana for Disdainful. Lands, and more lands. Let's go ahead and get down the Mistcloaked Herald and the Sage's Rose Savant. We'll bottom that land because we don't want it. Brineborn Cutthroat could be good though. And we can always put a counter on Midnight Clock, but we'll wait for that. So, gonna go ahead and swing in with Cavalier of Gales. I don't think they'll be able to make their Fairy Vandal big enough. We'll have to wait and see though. There's Chemist's Insight being reprocced. Okay, so Fairy Vandal is gonna go to a 2/3. They have the 2/2 down as well. At least if Cavalier of Gales does die, it doesn't actually die, you know, it just goes back into the deck. So we need to get that Tolerant back. Also, I just realized my volume wasn't muted, so y'all are probably catching a little bit of echo there for the first little bit. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Anyways, Midnight Clock going to be going off for us, so it's up to 9, 3 more. We'll get a restock on our hand, which honestly I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, man, them taking our Tolerant is not good. Not good at all. Let's hope they go for another big play, though, like a Mass Manipulation, so I can Disdainful Stroke it and feel good about myself. Dream Eater. Well, all is well. We'll counter that. And a Witching Well. Alright. Now we'll probably go ahead and put a counter on the Midnight Clock since we do just have lands in hands and we're really looking for a refresh on our hand. Probably should have bottomed the Brownborn Cutthroat, but I think it's better than a land, and I know this deck has an obscene amount of lands, so any chance we get, we'll probably be bottoming them as we're now at a fairly sufficient level, I'd say. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and put an hour counter on this. So it's up to 11. And we can flash that in. I think we can swing it with the Cavalier of Gales. Again, it would require them to play a 1 mana instant speed spell. They don't have it, so they will take the 5 damage. Fantastic. We'll end our turn. Oh, should have played that Brownborn Cutthroat. Damn. I thought I'd get a chance to resolve, but I guess since I didn't put a stop, there's no place to resolve. That's alright. Oh, Mystic Sanctuary, you're going to be getting back the Entrancing Melody. Interesting. Well, at least I have Thassa's Intervention. I'll be sure to keep up mana for that, right? So, what is this doing? Draw 3 cards. Well, there's no way for us to really deal with that. So, we'll resolve it. Resolve. To have the Entrancing Melody back, we'll keep the Thassa's Intervention for that. Alright, resolve. That's a decent sized Fairy Vandal, I'm not gonna lie. Water Knot. Is that worth my Thassa's Intervention? That does tap out my Cavalier of Gales, but it doesn't steal anything. I'll let it resolve. Resolve. Costs 3 less if the opponent has 7 or more. They only have 3. Alright, well, let's pass to attackers. Pass. I don't think we give up our Singer quite yet. Now we can either go ahead and cast into the store, or we can do Thassa's Intervention. I think I'd rather save Thassa's Intervention for counter spells. We'll do this. We can afford it. So draw a card thanks to Thunderous Snapper. Draw the cards thanks to Into the Story. And sure, we'll go ahead and cast off because we can. Again, the lands we don't want. We have plenty. We're going to get plenty. We don't want them. We want them, you know, early. You don't want to not have them, but for right now, I think it's perfectly A to the okay if we let them slide. Alright, so again, we want to keep up mana for counter spells. That's the name of the game here. I think a Dungeon Geist is perfectly fine. Allow us to tap out that Fairy Vandal. We do need to get rid of that Tolerant, but it's going to be a bit hard. I guess Exclusion Mage, we could do it, but we're not going to have any mana after that to use Thassa's Intervention with, which we're really going to want when they go to Entrancing Melody something, right? Well, what we could do is still Exclusion Mage the Tolerant, though. I only have 2 mana. We need at least 2 for this. Realistically, we have the Curious Obsession we can play, and we have the Benthic Biomancer. Need to discard 3 cards at the end of the turn, so I definitely want to play something. I guess the Benthic Biomancer can come on down. And we'll go next. No attacks. In turn. And we will get rid of the Omen Speaker. And a land. Still want to have a land to play, but I want to have card draw. Saheeli. Not worth a Thassa's Intervention. Not worth it, not worth it. I really am enjoying this game, though. It's very interesting that we're both playing the same deck. That's what I feel like I enjoy the most. So I only have 1 mana left over, which means I realistically can counter this for 1, right? And I can't do it. I almost want to do 2 just to be sure. You know, we don't have 1 mana instant speed spell anything anyways, so we might as well do 2 just to be sure. So get rid of that. Tolerant will still give them a little bird. They do get a servo, so they're going to be creating a whole lot of side creatures here, right? A whole lot of tokens. But that Tolerant's about to come back home. We're going to Exclusion Mage and bounce that baby right back to us. Gotta say, I'm excited. There's a land. That's why we don't really worry about land. So Exclusion Mage, come on down. Yeah, you guessed it. You guessed it. They're gonna be playing Opt to get a little bit more effectiveness before we steal them back. It's perfectly fine by me. Now the question is, do we go ahead and play them, or do we try to get some counter spells? Do we try to get some card draw for some counter spells? I say we go ahead and play them. Gotta get some usefulness out of them, right? So this is whenever we cast an instant or a sorcery, we can cast it at instant speed and maybe get rid of something. Maybe Curious Obsession, because the odds of us having a flyer that gets in is very low. Either which way, we'll kick it back to them. We're not quite ready for any combat. Although our Mistcloaked Herald, I completely forget, can be swinging in. So that's my bad. I was just playing these creatures, but am I actually looking at them? No. Goodness gracious, Chance. Alright, so we will Thirst for Meaning. Get some effectiveness out of our Tolerant. And what do we want to discard? We'll discard the Curious Obsession. Alrighty. Enters tapped. We'll wait on that. Enters battlefield, create a treasure token. Well, that's interesting. So we have Wave Break Hippocamp. We have Chemist's Insight that we would like to save for their turn. We have Precognitive Perception. This is pretty good. So let's do this. Yep. We'll get to, oh, probably should have done this first, I guess, so we could scry for that as well. Either way, Essence Scatter, that's interesting to see. Merfolk Trickster, happy to see that. Islands, not so much. We'll bottom those 2, and then we'll draw the 3 from here. Anticipate and a Sinister. Oh, Sinister is fantastic. So we'll want to save this, this, this. These are all our instant speeds. Those are all our instants, and these are our creatures. We have how much mana? We have 6 mana. So if I play Wave Break, we still have mana for counter spells. That sounds fantastic to me. We are going to have to discard something. It'll probably be the Octoprophet. I'm not going to lie. I value that the least. Also, I like how we have 17 Devotion to Blue. My, oh my, oh my. So yeah, our little 1/1 Mistcloaked Herald is going to be getting in damage on the Saheeli. Slowly but surely, we will whittle her down. And then, of course, keep up mana for counter spells. So I like to think we have control of this game, but you know, things could always shift around. Thirst for Meaning from our opponent. We're going to let that resolve. Again, that's not exactly worth countering. We don't want to counter their draw spells. They're going to have tons of draw spells. We don't want to counter those useless creatures that allow them to scry. We want to counter things that are the big moves, right? We'll pass to the end of turn, and we're going to discard this Octoprophet. They're sacrificing Witching Well. Okay. I suppose that's fine. So yeah, get rid of the Octoprophet. These are all our instant speed spells. We should probably reorder them so they are in order, and I'll put the creature on the side of the creature so that way I have a better understanding of what I got here. Nadir Kraken. Now that is a card we potentially want to counter. Yeah, I think we need to. I think it's worth the Essence Scatter. Yo, phone, not right now. So we'll get a 2/2 blue Drake and get to draw a card as well, and I'll turn down my ringtone and all that because professionalism, you know? Anyway, so we will try to Essence Scatter this Oh, and then they counter my counter. Well, at least we get it out now, and they will get the Nadir Kraken down. We're going to have to find some way to cut that creature out, because that is going to be such a pain, such a pain. Especially with how much mana we're going to have available to us, right? Gadwick. Oh, see? I said we were ahead. Should have bit my tongue. Should have saved more mana for those counter spells. Oh well, I guess we'll have to try to draw into something that's a little bit bigger, a little bit better. Alrighty, so we do have the Merfolk Trickster, so we can turn their... Is it upkeep and draw? Yeah. We can turn their Gadwick offline at the beginning of their upkeep. That might help discourage some activity. We have the Sinister. We have this that we're playing. So that's 5 mana taken out. That leaves us with 7 mana to play on this turn. So sure, let's go for the Sorcery Speed Anticipate. Oh goodness. I'm glad I'm putting the rest of those on the bottom. I don't think we need that much land, well, really ever. So I should still be able to play this. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is enough for 5 total there. Sure, Sailor of Means, come on down. And we'll have the treasure token as well. I'd actually forgotten about that. Alrighty, now we want to take this Miscloaked Herald and send her it. I don't know what it is. Send it there, and then we'll take these 3 2/2s as well as... No, we'll just take these 3. And we'll send them at them, and this way they either have to trade out or, you know, lose the Saheeli. So we'll see what happens here. And it looks like they will be trading out. Fine by me. Declutter this board a little bit, you know what I mean? So many units starting to give me a headache.
That wasn't very inventive.
Alrighty. In turn. Pass. Oh, crap. Crap, Chance. That was not part of the plan. You don't hit pass, you play immediately. Alright, so Merfolk, and we're going to tap the Gadwick, so that way they can't turn our creatures or tap our stuff or any of that nonsense, right? Nadir Kraken, sure, it's a pain in the ass, but not too big of a pain in the ass. Not yet. They didn't even pay. That's why, you know? You just pay every turn for that. Leyline of Anticipation. We're going to have to try and counter that. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this counter war. Our opponent's a little bit more stocked than us as far as, I think, useful, effective cards go. Yeah. Because we're sitting over here with 4 lands in hand. We're getting flooded, ladies and gentlemen. This was my only concern with this event, was that eventually one of the 2 people will get flooded. There's 160 cards in the deck, and I think there was like 60 some odd lands, or 80. There's a lot of lands in the deck, basically. So, don't get me wrong, control isn't my strongest aspect either, but so we're going to return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. What would be the best thing? Well, it'd probably be best to just wait, play that. All of our stuff is instant speed. I don't see why we would want to play it at sorcery speed, so we will we'll hold off on it. We'll take our Miscloaked Herald, send her there. Take these 2 and send them there. Well, I guess we don't need everything going there. We'll send you there, and we'll send one of you there. Do I have any other flyers? I do. I have you as well. You can go there. Alright, so 4 attackers swinging in. Hypnotic Sprite's going to be coming on down, and Gadwick's going to be able to tap our stuff. Who is he tapping? The 3/3. That doesn't do anything, right? Alright, so Nadir Kraken will get its chance to pay. Hypnotic Sprite comes down to keep their Saheeli alive. Do I bounce it? Probably not. Probably not. I guess the only thing worth bouncing is their Leyline, right? Leyline of Anticipation. Alright, so we'll go next to damage. Probably should have sent an extra one as a Healy just in case anyways, but it is what it is. We'll bounce their Leyline back, make them replay that basically, and draw some cards. Sage's Row Savant. And be tapping our Thunderous Snapper as well. So tapping a lot of our bigger defenders, I guess. That's okay. We have a we have a fair amount of little ground fodder just everywhere, and then of course we have Toleran creating our flyers, which if left unchecked will win us the game. I have my own Leyline of Anticipation. Correction, I do not have my own Leyline of Anticipation. The opponent's just drawing so many counter spells, I don't even know what to do. Can I hit one? No? Just a Whisper Agent and more land. Oh, fantastic. How do you do it, opponent? How do you master the art of the top deck, you know? You sneaky bastard, you. They're not even using their Arc of Erazka or anything. How are you managing to not get flooded? 13 lands, I have 14 on board, another 4 in hand. I have 18 lands total. And I'm at 114 cards. You're at 120 and you seem to have hit less lands. I don't quite understand. Oh well, we'll come back. This is nothing. We still have all the flyers in the world. Ha 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 ha. I was about to say, are you just going for an all-in swingaroo? Nope. Alright, back to my turn. Fantastic. Sir Eleanor. Cost 2 more. Power is equal to the number of cards in your hand. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. 5 mana for that. Whisper Agent. Enters the battlefield and surveils. So many things, so many things. Well, Sir Eleanor, why don't you come on down? You'll at least draw us a card if you don't come on down, and maybe you'll draw out a counter spell from our opponent. Another fucking land. You're crazy, game. You're crazy. Dive down. Well, I mean that's you know, it's something. It is something. We could always adapt our Biomancer, but everything again can be done at instant speed. So why rush it? So we'll go next. We will kill this Saheeli. We'll send 2. We'll send 3 at you. We'll send 2. There's no need to be unreasonable. We'll send 2. I'm going to keep the 3/3 back because Lord knows we don't want that Fairy Vandal untapping. So in case they have any sort of flash flyers, no thank you. No thank you. Alright. What do you got, Mock? Also, we may not be able to play like 3 games of this, just so we're clear. I've played 1 game so far, and it's taken 25 minutes, so most likely this will be a 1 game kind of event. But that's okay. That is A to the okay. So yeah, some tips for this. Obviously, you don't want to keep any land on top, ever. Just ever in general. Slim Volta. Are they kicking it? Let me see. Kicker. Except for Merfolk and whatnot in this. It looks like they're kicking it. Which, if they are, I should definitely go for the Chemist's Insight. Maybe I should have got this Memorial to Genius down sooner and drawn cards off that. No! I'm looking for some counter spells, not more lands, game. Don't you understand? You silly game. I don't think that dive down is really worth it, you know? They're about to bounce everything. Am I right? Alright, well. What's left? Who wins out on this? I can replay some cards. What would I like to replay? Dungeon Geist, for sure. Get that Slim Voda out of here. No, thank you. Need to discard 8 cards? That's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Or do I want to keep up mana for this? Nah. We'll get the Sage's Row Savant down. Auto pay. Oh, well, that works as well. Accidentally clicked on it. Click, click, click. Take that out of here. Work out attacks, target creature, defending player. Controls, loses all abilities, and has been to 0 and 1. Warcraft Marauder is actually really good if we're going for the flying victory. So what do we want to get rid of here? Discard 7 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, would you quit clicking, Chance? No, I didn't mean to click you. Alright, I know, I'm running out of time. Whatever. Alright, so, their turn now to play back all of their stuff. That was a great way of stalling the game out, that's for sure. Gadwick, only for 2 though. And a Curious Obsession on the Nadir Kraken. What do you think, I won't block? Think I won't block that, huh? Because I will. I will sacrifice that Sage's Row Savant so quickly. It's not even funny. Fairy Formation? What is going on here? Opponent. You're just packing heat. Packing all the heat in the world. Where are my big drops, huh? Where's my top offs? My ability to take the opponent's stuff. I do feel like the opponent has gotten more playables this game, which is a little disheartening. All right. Well, let's go for the Exclusion Mage and bounce this Kraken, because I don't like that Curious Obsession Kraken bullshit. We do need to get rid of the Fairy Formation as well, don't get me wrong, but I feel like if we just throw down a Cavalier of Gales to sort of match them, we'll be A to the OK, you know what I mean? Put 2 cards back on top. Well, we can put that land, and I guess the Whisper Agent, I don't plan on playing that. Would like to draw into the land, so I can at least play it, I suppose. We have our own Fairy Vandal now, and with the Warcraft Marauder, things along those lines should be fantastic. Do want to keep up mana for a dive down just in case. So how much mana do we have? 4, 6. Let's go. Let's go Warcraft Marauder. We're gonna go this instant speed, and I want to keep up mana for that. So all should be well. We are gonna take you and try to finish this Sahili out once and for all. We're so close. She's so low. So low. Alright, Nadir Kraken coming back down. They're going to be tapping our Cavalier of Gales. Now, I can throw a dive down on it in order to keep it up if we want to not get hit by that Fairy Formation. But do I care too much? That is the question. I don't think so. I think I'd rather save dive down in case they get something else. Some kind of something else. More permanent, you know? I don't really mind if they get in 5 points of damage with their Fairy Formation. That's not the end of the world. The end of the world would be if, well, you know, I don't want to exaggerate on that whole thing. We'll go ahead and get down to Fairy Vandal, though. They're saving a whole lot of mana for my turn, which makes me very, very cautious. I see that they have a Fairy Vandal, but they also had a Nahid, which would make everything that they cast on my turn cost less, so it almost just doesn't make any sense whatsoever for them to have done that. But whatever. So I think without further ado then... Oh, they have Leylon down. Correctamundo. Alright, well we are going to be casting Dive Down on the Warcraft Marauder. Because you're not stopping the Warcat Marauder. Actually, they may just, I was about to say, double down on the effect of it. In which case, I think we go here. Alright, we just gotta have to draw a ton. Ah, still didn't answer our problem though. Fuck. I guess we'll resolve it. Really should hit resolve all here. Ease all of our pain. Oh, this game is going to take 10 years. Alright. My question is, why didn't they leave with a Fairy Vandal? Right? They're going to be drawing all these cards and all this kind of stuff. It just seems like the Fairy Vandal would have been the smartest thing to play first. Who knows, though? Who knows? There she is. There she blows. Alright, we'll resolve. I like how we hit all the, like, uncommons, commons, and our opponent's like, no, I'll show you how it's done. Boop, boop, boop. Can we kill this fucking Saheeli once and for all, please? Please, just take her. They're sacrificing their Fairy Vandal to save their Saheeli. What? I mean, it kind of makes sense, because you could always change a servo into a 5/4 flyer and sort of swoop the game out that way, right? It's not terrible. Let's go ahead and get the Wave Break Hippocamp back down. Let's get a Metamized Prophecy down. We have 4 mana, which still means we can play the Whisper Agent at instant speed, or we can get a Thunderous Snapper down. It's really, really up to us. Phantom Warrior can't be blocked. I want something spicier, but at the same time, that's a card that our opponent has to Gadwick each and every single turn, right? And the more creatures that our opponent has to Gadwick, the better? I don't know. I don't know if that's worth keeping. I think I want something better. Bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. Fuck it, come on down, Thunderous Snapper. I was thinking about saving you, but you know what? Join the party. Join the party. Alright, so fingers crossed that our opponent doesn't have some trick up their sleeve to draw a million cards here. They do have a trick to keep creating fairy creature tokens, which is a bit annoying. Honestly, this whole game mode, I was enjoying it at first, but now it's like, it's a headache of trying to figure out how to take out my opponent. How many games did they want you to play of this? Every game is like one draft, you know? You could do an entire draft within one game of these. So long as you're playing against a good opponent. Mock here, I would like to go ahead and tip our hats to him or her for sticking around and actually sticking through the game, you know? I know a lot of people won't have the patience, I guess, to play through even one entire ones of these matches. This is crazy long. I'm happy they did it. I don't know if I've seen an event where it's like, hey, you're gonna play and you're gonna play for a while. And sure, it's, you know, it's gone both ways. We've got flooded, they've got flooded. They've drawn some really spicy cards. We've hoped we could draw some really spicy cards. You know, it's it is what it is. It is what it is. Exclusion Mage going to be taking the brunt of the force of that damage for now. They're getting to the point where they can almost just overpower us with sheer numbers, right? Just with having Gadwick and sheer numbers. Choose a card name. Choose a fucking card name. Tell you what. Nightville Sprite. I don't plan on playing you this turn. Shimmer Possibility. Fingers crossed we can hit something worthwhile and our opponent doesn't have too much counter. Eugen. Ooh. Ooh. Don't get me wrong, the Tempest Gen is cool too, but a Eugen, whatever. Yeah, let's see if we can do it. Can we hit it? No counter spells, Pro for War, fingers crossed. Please and thank you, cherry on top. Oh, is it happening? It's happening. It's happening. Oh, yeah. feels so good. It feels so good. So now is the question of what do we want to destroy? I think it's obvious we have to destroy this Gadwick, right? We have to get rid of the Gadwick. It is absolutely destroying our numbers of creatures. Dive down. Fuck. Oh, Mock. You bastard. Well, go ahead and throw down the Whisper Agent. Starlit Mantle. No, thank you. Yeah, I get it. It's hexproof. It could leave our Fairy Vandal up for one turn, but not good enough. We need more card draw. I'm looking for that big stuff. The awesome sauce. I'm gonna save the Night Veil Sprite specifically for that minimized prophecy, I think. And we are gonna throw this Diamond Knight down. Hopefully it can get rather big since we're naming it for blue. Blue. Eugen, we possibly should have just been taking cards off the top of our deck, honestly. River's Rebuke. I think that's game, actually. Good game. They've done it. We're going to discard all these cards that we need to discard at random, but they have enough damage on board where, yeah, this can be a GG. So what do I recommend for this game mode after playing a match of it for a whole 40 minutes? Draw better, just looking back on reflecting on the game of what's happened. You gotta know how to top deck, you gotta treat your deck sweetly. Sometimes, even if you go through more of your deck than your opponent, you're not gonna find better stuff. So it's kind of like a more controllable version of Momir's Madness. You know how in Momir's Madness you're like, I just lost. It happens. It just happens. Same thing in this game mode. Don't get too mad if your opponent's, drawing out all these awesome things and you're like, because it'll happen, as y'all see. Them wanting you to win 3 times, that's crazy. I don't know if they anticipated how long these games would actually take or if they actually play tested this event before shipping it out, but 3 victories, and this game took me 45 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. Even with the coronavirus, I don't know if everyone's going to be down for spending that much time playing the same deck against the same deck based on luck to win 3 times for some simple card art. Not even I mean, Thassa, sure, but like the Singer and Caliph hardly really played. So yeah, it's fun if it's your cup of tea. By all means, I'll probably play it a couple more times through. I think it was fun, and I'd like to actually win and get some better draws than my opponent. But I think it was fun, just very, 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 very time consuming. So all that being said, out of the way, yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like down below, comment in the comment section, subscribe if you're new here. Remember to hit that bell notification so you can actually get notifications, right? Because YouTube has this funky way of, like, if you subscribe to someone, they don't think that you actually want to see all their content, which, I mean, they've done the math on it, so whatever. So hit the bell notification so you can actually see when I go live and post and videos and all that good shenanigans. That's going to do it for today. I am going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so much, and as always, I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.